filming this video on February the 1st. That is officially Time to Talk Day, a day that we are encouraged to talk openly about mental health issues. February the 1st is also a pretty important date to me as a Manic Street Preachers fan because it was on February the 1st, 1995 that Richie Edwards, the band's lyricist, left the Embassy Hotel and disappeared. He had been suffering from a lot of his own mental health issues, and there's a huge debate within the Manics fandom and in general as to whether or not he took his own life or he just set off and decided to create an entirely new life for himself, leaving his old one behind. So it's a pretty appropriate day to make a video about mental health. I mean, because it's February the 1st and I am a Manics fan, this channel is called MrsManics for a reason, I probably really should be spending the day wearing leopard print and a feather boa and obsessively listening to the Holy Bible on repeat. Oh, it's like Richie could see into my black soul. I made a video last year called It's Okay Not to Be Okay, and I stand by that. It's completely normal to feel overwhelmed or stressed or anxious or depressed about life. Sometimes life can be pretty stressful and overwhelming. And it's never the right thing to do to keep those feelings bottled up. You should always reach out, whether it be to a friend or family member, or by going to your GP, or even calling somebody like the Samaritans, whose number I'm going to put down here, who you can phone free anytime 24/7 and talk in confidence. There's no shame in feeling down or depressed, but there is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about getting past depression. I want to talk about rebuilding your life. I know I'm starting to sound like a slightly cheesy, patronizing self-help video. Did you know that you are a beautiful sunflower? Well, you are, and over the course of this next 3-hour video, I'm going to teach you how to shine. But I want you to know that you can rebuild your life. You can put yourself back together no matter how broken you think you are. How do I know this? I've done it more than once. Yep, there's been more than one occasion in my life where things have gone so badly wrong and I have just felt depressed and anxious and stressed and upset, and everything just feels literally terrible. My entire life is on fire! For example, something I've not spoken very much about on this channel is the fact that this summer it will mark 7 years since I walked away from an abusive relationship. That was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I was completely broken by it. And in May, it will mark 5 years since I finished having amazing one-to-one support from an abuse charity to help me put myself back together. It was a really tough process. It wasn't easy in the slightest, but I took terrible, broken, incredibly depressed me and molded her back into a newer and improved version. Hey world, I'm back! And I'm better than ever. And just when you thought it was safe to get back into the water, yeah, last year was awful. Last year, basically, through the actions of one person, I lost my entire friendship group. I have friends, I definitely have friends. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I don't have any friends. Oh, my entire life is on fire! I hit rock bottom. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is exactly what happened. I had suddenly lost the family I created for myself outside of my actual biological family. My friends were everything to me, and suddenly, because of some stupid thing that got blown out of proportion and lied about, I didn't have any of them anymore, and I was angry. I was so frustrated. I was depressed. I just couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. My whole world just spectacularly imploded in on itself. There was a point where I was so down, so messed up with all these emotions that I genuinely thought my life was never going to get better. And then I had a slightly cheesy realization about life. Sometimes life is a little bit like building sandcastles on a beach. You have to live with the knowledge that maybe a massive wave is going to come along and knock down everything you've been working on. But when that happens, you've got a choice to make. Do you just give up completely, or do you rebuild and try and create something stronger? I chose to rebuild. Like I said earlier, rebuilding isn't easy. It's not an overnight fix to take the pieces of your broken existence and just go, voila, back together again, shiny and new. You're going to have to take the time to make whatever changes in your life are needed to improve it. And that takes time to just sit back and look at yourself and the situation you found yourself in. And that's not always easy, because sometimes you have to see things about yourself you don't like. Rebuilding your life after some kind of massive trauma is going to take a different form for every person who goes through the process. For me, it involved going to my GP and admitting, hey, I'm really depressed and I can't cope. I think I need some help. Then it involved me strengthening the relationships I had with friends who were already in my life but not part of the group who'd spectacularly gone from my life. And it involved going out and forcing myself to find new hobbies and do new things so that I could find new people to become friends with and new things to fill my time with. None of that process was easy, and it took months and months and months to get to a stronger place. But when I did, I was a new and improved version of me. Again. Okay, world, you're not gonna believe this, but I've only gone and got more awesome. My take-home message from this video is, no matter how broken you think you are as a person, no matter how spectacularly awful you feel the situation in your life is, you can rebuild yourself and your life. I promise, however long it takes, you are capable of putting yourself back together and getting over things you thought were gonna completely destroy you. I'm not that tough, and I've done it multiple times, so if I can do it, literally anyone can. But it all starts with talking to someone, which is why I wanted to make a video on February the 1st about the Time to Talk campaign, because if you feel like you're completely broken and everything has gone wrong and you don't know how you're going to move forward, the very first thing you have to do is speak to somebody, because there is help out there. You've just got to go and get it. I know it's not easy to say, hi, completely broken? But it's doable. I've done it, and I promise you can too. Hey, so my entire life is a disaster and I hate everything about it, including myself. So I was thinking I could get some of that sweet, sweet counselling. Please help me. I know it's scary, but once you've taken those first few steps, I promise it gets easier. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to link my last year's video, It's Okay Not to Be Okay, here. And if you really want to, you can click on my floaty head to subscribe. I hope you are all feeling good and safe and happy at the moment. And if you're not, there is help out there, I promise. I'll talk to you all next week. Bye!